something we've talked about before. And what is a problem with you right now, or maybe what is helping you along right now, has a lot to do with what you were at another time. Past life. And a gentleman is here to talk to you and to I about the effect of past lives on our lives and the use of that in therapy, and how getting into this and looking at it closely and relating that is working very well. Past life therapy. Dr. Morris Netherton. Dr. Netherton, welcome to the Open Mind Show. And congratulations on the work that you've been doing.
Thank you.
Do past lives have an effect on the life we're living right now?
Every indication is that they do.
Really?
Very much, yes.
In what way have you gone about to come to that conclusion?
Well, I began 18 years ago with a very basic premise and procedure. But I spent 18 years developing it and working with it, and probably have reached beyond now the total number of 3,000 to 4,000 actual sessions, in which, in every one of them, perhaps maybe 2 or 3, the person I've worked with has found experiences coming from what certainly seems to be a past life, and affecting or causing behavior currently here and now. So what I have to say is that after 18 years of experiencing this, I've had to come to the conclusion that what I'm seeing on my couch in my offices is a past life experience. It's the only answer for most of what I've seen. Mm-hmm. And the results that I've gotten with it, not only me but other people who use it as well, indicates that the use of this as a therapeutic tool is most effective.
Is your background in psychiatry, psychology?
Psychology.
Psychology.
Yes.
And psychologists and psychiatrists both have a great deal of difficulty with this problem. We have a number of them here at the station whom I have the greatest respect for. I think Dr. David Viscott understands that.
Sure.
And I think probably would say amen to a lot of the things you have. Some of the others may look at you funny.
It wouldn't be the first time I've been looked at funny.
But here you are, a psychiatrist. Got your Ph.D. in that. You've been in practice for a long time. You have, for 18 years or more, dealt with various clients. And you're saying that past life therapy seems to be a key to their problem, that they're being motivated and things are happening to them because of past lives. How do you find that out? Do you go into hypnosis with them, or how is it done?
No. The method as we use it is not done with a formal hypnotic induction. I find that is, in many instances, counterproductive to what we're looking for. The solution to any problem that anyone experiences at any level includes the use of a conscious mind, or a rational part of the mind. And many times to use formal hypnotic induction is to eliminate that rational area. Therefore, you've taken away a part of the mind that is needed to solve a problem. We try to keep the rational, cognitive mind active and aware and functioning, while focusing beneath that into the unconscious level. And we use sometimes physical problems, physical ailment, pain. Mm-hmm. We use psychological definition. We ask someone, and part of what we train so intensively for is to learn to psychologically diagnose or hear what the person is saying. The only other step needed after that is just a focusing of that person into that problem.
Does a person really have an idea when they're talking to you that they're saying things based upon a past life? Or what is it that you look for? What do you see? If you have them, them in a tranced state.
You look for them. You get them to look for and to re-experience a sense of reality about what they're doing. Problems, as we view it, and I must emphasize that as we define them, problems here and now come from a re-stimulated old memory. Now, Dr. Freud and most therapists today would tell you that our childhood memories affect our lives now, that most of us react today under stress based on childhood and sometimes even infant experiences.
Prenatal, maybe.
Right. Well, one of the most intense places that we work is prenatal and birth. Mm-hmm. So that when you talk about the source of a problem, all we do simply with this process is take it just back further than most other therapies have gone. We go back beyond just infancy and childhood, into birth, into prenatal, and for the great skeptics of the world, I'm sorry, but there is that dimension beyond our conception, and there's too many people that have found it to say that it doesn't exist.
So in a conscious state, they're telling you about something that happened in another lifetime.
Right.
And you haven't put them under a hypnotic trance to do this or induced it in any other way.
No, and I think that it's important to note that they don't tell me about it. This is done in a first-person reliving, and it's very real. And if the pain...
They're acting the scene again.
Right. They're right back in it. And the whole attempt of this, the whole purpose of this, is to finish it, is to resolve it, is to let them know that this great secret or this great fear or this great pain or whatever has dominated their life, that they did survive it, and that they don't need to continually relive it again.
Now, these kind of hurts can be physical hurts, emotional hurts, guilt hurts,
yes,
all kinds of things that can transcend from one lifetime to another with that consciousness that goes on. You know, some people will want to call it the soul or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that which is above and beyond the physical body. Right.
That consciousness that is a part of us all. Spiritual intelligence is one way we can look upon it.
Right.
That seems to live on. Let's get back to you in just a moment.
Right.
Dr. Morris Netherton is my guest tonight. I'm Bill Jenkins. This is Open Mind. And we want to talk to you very carefully and very closely. And we want you to listen closely about the reality of the past life. You've lived before upon your life now. And that can have a lot of influence from... well, your physical well-being, to your mental well-being, to your emotional state, to the way you view the world.
Right.
And your research is we're seeing more and more of this now. There's quite a group of you that are involved in past life therapy.
Right.
At the present time. You look upon it very seriously. What kind of a success rate are you having? Are you able to take therapy of this nature that works where, say, the conventional therapy hasn't worked for someone?
Yes. I've never been a great stickler for statistics and keeping records, but the feedback that I get is that we have a phenomenal success rate with it. One of the biggest advantages of it is it's very accelerated. It works very quickly, and it does bring about a great deal of intensity. It's not a prolonged type of therapy that's eased into. It goes almost directly to trauma. It goes almost directly to the heart of the matter, and as such, if the person continues in therapy, and 99% of them do, then the support system that they get by continuing in therapy begins to really bring about results very quickly.
Have you seen it work where conventional therapists just wasn't able to do anything then?
Yes, I would be willing to bet that at any given point, if you looked at the referrals that we get from our peers, 75% of them are cases that everybody else has given up on. I think we're the court of last resort. I sometimes wish they would send us some of the easier ones because it gets a bit difficult just sitting there getting referrals that are constantly looking at us as the last...
Try the other stuff, and if that doesn't work, we'll send you to Morris, and that always does work.
I had one woman I was working with who was about 75, and she said, Dr. Netherton, and she was very serious about this, she said, Dr. Netherton, you're the last kook there is. If you don't work, nobody's going to. And she realized what she said to me, and she got terribly upset, and I said, that's perfectly okay, I've been called worse. But that's what that's really what we are. This is a traumatic experience.
I think it is for a lot of people because our ethic, our society doesn't allow for that kind of thinking.
Right.
That we came from somewhere and are going somewhere, and there was nothing before, and there's not going to be anything except some sort of a limbo until Judgment Day.
Right. Yeah.
Before, and whenever you start shaking at those belief systems and proving that those belief systems are based upon perhaps a myth, that it's very difficult for some people.
Right.
What are the most common kind of problems that seem to carry over from one lifetime to another as you've seen them?
One of the most obvious ones that comes up most of the time, many times, is, of course, sexual dysfunction. It will respond the quickest. We can have a very quick resolution to sexual dysfunction where standard procedures with it would take 2 to 4 years. We're working with it in 3 to 4 to 6 months. Simply, again, because we dare to go where nobody else will. We dare to say that you're going to get your sexual attitudes from sexual intercourse during the prenatal period of time between your parents. So we're not afraid to go look there. We're not afraid to let the person on the couch experience, be it real or not. No, I mean,